Thank you for joining us today on this walkthrough of our E-Train Accelerated Track Work project here in Jamaica. I'm Jano Lieber, and I'm president of MTA Construction and Development. Our contractor, who's represented by these men and women behind me, is working hard together with MTA C&D and with New York City Transit. And I'm happy to be able to report, and this is something worth celebrating, that we're trending ahead of schedule and within budget. It's kind of man bites dog. People don't realize the MTA these days on project after project after project is ahead of schedule and on budget. Because we're on budget and ahead of schedule means we're actually going to accomplish more work than what we set out to do at the beginning of this project. We can add extra work that avoids future disruptions. This is the new way of doing business at the MTA. We're working smarter, faster, and cheaper to get things done without the kinds of delays and other issues that have plagued MTA projects in the past. This project is critically important for the people in Southeast Queens. And it's especially important that we're getting this done right now, just as our customers are beginning to return in numbers to the transit system. Replacing this old track, which was embedded in concrete and problematic to repair, eliminates a potential safety issue. Because we are able to replace this track now when ridership is low, means that we have fewer safety issues in the future and future unplanned disruptions for our customers. This is what we want to be doing with this downtime. And as I said, now is the time to get more work done when there is low ridership, so we can deliver our customers a better system when they return to transit. That's exactly what Governor Cuomo challenged us to do. He said to me, identify the projects that make sense to do while ridership is low so we can deliver a better system to our customers. And this project, this track work, was at the top of that list. But with the E-Train not servicing these couple of stations in Southeast Queens for a 6-week period, we had to make sure that there were plenty of alternative service options for our Southeast Queens customers. I'm especially pleased that we were able to work closely with elected leaders and other community members to develop an alternative service plan so everybody had a way of getting where they needed to be without big delays. I'm especially grateful to Senator Leroy Comrie, who represents this area, for his leadership and his partnership. He was a strong advocate for the community throughout this process. We have to keep doing this kind of work to modernize mass transit. We all know the debates that are going on in Washington right now about whether there will be another emergency relief bill, about whether there will be an emergency relief bill that includes $32 billion for mass transit. That's what the House of Representatives passed last night. We really need the federal government to step up so that we continue to modernize mass transit, so that we continue to give New Yorkers a better mass transit system. Only the federal government can address the huge problems created for the MTA and for the region by COVID and turn around this financial crisis. And we're counting on the Republicans in Congress to take up the bill that the House of Representatives passed and to move quickly. There really is no time to waste. We have a lot of work to do. I do want to conclude by acknowledging the men and women of the construction team behind me. They are working ahead of schedule. They're working long hours. And this project is a model because not only do we bid the job for the lowest price, but we're bidding in a new way. We're also including schedule as a criterion to determine which contractor gets the job. The contractor who says, I can give you the best price, but also the best schedule wins. And in this job, this team, the J-Track, led by J-Track, had the best schedule, and that's why we're here to celebrate the fact that we're ahead of schedule and we're getting more work done even than had originally been planned. So thank you to J-Track. Thank you to the workforce represented behind me, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
What is the new estimated time of completion?
Well, it's going to be complete. The whole project will be completed in December as originally planned. But what we're doing, we're able to give on the 2nd of November, we're able to end the 2-track outage and resume pretty regular service, although we're operating on 1 track. So as I said, we're on schedule, and we're going to get even more work done than originally planned.
And to be ahead of schedule, facing all of the challenges with COVID, what was the most difficult part of that working under good circumstances?
Well, you know, we've actually, the story of the MTA and MTA construction and development during COVID is a positive story. We had 500 projects going at the beginning of COVID. We kept all of them going. We never had more, we had short shutdowns for no more than 30 or so projects, but they all resumed. And in fact, right now we have more construction workers working than we did before COVID. And most important, all of this work that we continued and completed during the COVID crisis was done safely, because working with the contractors, working with the unions, working with health professionals, we actually pumped out information about how to work safely. And the workforce has really responded. People are observing safety precautions. They're learning how not to work, you know, how to keep social distance to the extent possible. They're learning, they've been careful about not sharing tools and taking other kinds of precautions. And the result is we've had a very low infection rate among construction workers, even at the height of COVID. Proves that we can work safely and we can get work done, and we're very proud of that.
All right, anybody else? Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys.